Hi guys, welcome to another episode at My Bangla Official. Today we have Sheikh Shahnawaz, also known as the young hitchhik of Birmingham, right?
Oh, you
Labeled,
found that article?
I did,
On Birmingham Mail.
labeled by the Sunday Mercury and Birmingham Mail. Please tell us a little bit about what you do
Okay.
and what you're doing currently.
Okay, so I'm a self-taught filmmaker. I make movies in my spare time while also running a video production company here based in Birmingham. And what else did you say? Oh, what I'm doing currently. Oh yeah, so what I'm doing currently. So yeah, I'm running a video production company, and then I just finished post-production on my feature film, my debut feature film. So feature means full length, so it's a 2-hour film about undercover cops. So it's a crime thriller.
That sounds good. I've got to say, one thing about all your titles of the short films that you've done, they're very gripping. It doesn't expand. It's one word. It's one of them buzzwords that makes you want to, oh, let me see what this is about. Anyway, whilst I was reading the article, it did actually mention something about a filmmaker looking beyond the gang life. I think they obviously referred back to where you come from in Birmingham and taking a career path differently. How did you find that label?
Well, you know, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I'm from the Zells and stuff, but like, I was never involved in that side anyway. But obviously, for like a middle-class white person interviewing me for the Birmingham Mail, that's a story to sell to, like, you know, middle-class white people. Oh, is this Asian filmmaker from the Zells, which is primarily known for, like, you know, gang crime and stuff like that. And thought, okay, that's a way to spin it. And I
Stereotype, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, to be fair, it got people interested in myself and my films. So it works two ways. Like at the end of the day, it was good publicity, and they have to sell a story. And I mean, they weren't completely lying either, because I am from Lozells, and you know, being a filmmaker from Lozells isn't normal, and usually you only ever hear bad stuff. So to them, from their perspective, that's probably
but like
true.
Like anything, there's always good in the bad, and you are the good that people have seen and picked out and want to emphasize on. So you went to Holt, and you came out with 26 GCSEs.
No, not 26.
Is it 26?
And a 24 and a half.
Oh wow! So he got 24 and a half, not 26.
Yeah, but
a
lot of them. I did a few B-Techs, and I did stuff like in year 8, like summer like music programs, and
Do you know all of the titles of the GCSEs you've got?
Yeah, I have the certificate, and I think I have one in accountancy as well. Yeah, like I don't know why I did that. I thought I just wanted the extra.
This is a one-man band here, guys. He just does everything behind the camera. He's in front of the camera today now as well.
To be fair, I only did accountancy because basically that was every Saturday for 2 years, for year 10, 11. We did it at another school, and I just went there for the free hot chocolate, to be honest. So I just ended up getting GCSEs.
So guys, if you want free hot chocolate, then go and do an accountancy.
AAT,
that's the AAT
qualification. You know what? I don't remember any of it. That's the thing.
I'm sure if you sit down with the books, it will come flooding back. But no, so after Holt, you actually went on to come to uni. You graduated in 2017, and you did say that obviously you neglected this side of what you were doing. How did you pick the pace back up, and why did you neglect it? Was it just you know, something different that you were doing at uni?
Obviously, when you leave university, the reality comes in where you got bills, you got to provide for yourself or anyone else that's dependent on you. Obviously, you can't be picky when you at that stage in your life, because you know, you don't really have anything to your name. So obviously, you gotta neglect it for like maybe a year just to find yourself, because obviously you've been in education. I've been in education non-stop every year since I was like 5. So like this is the first time out of education, so I was just really finding myself, and I've come back. So
no, it's great. Honestly, you literally are breaking stereotypes. I just want to say, obviously, if you looking at yourself, your younger self, would you give yourself any different advice?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't regret how things have happened, because obviously it's brought me here today. But if I could give myself advice, I wouldn't go to university.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't have gone to university just because when I left university, I was pretty much in the same position as I would have been if I never went anyway. Yeah. So I would have had a 3-year head start because, like, let's be honest, I'm doing a media degree. It's not flipping rocket science. It's not a law or medical degree. So it's a lot of the stuff I kind of taught myself anyway with YouTube and the internet. So I didn't really, like, I remember my lectures, but I didn't learn that much. They didn't teach us anything that I didn't already know, that I could already find out online. So if I never went to university, I would have had a 3-year head start.
On what you were doing.
Yeah, I would have had a 3-year head start.
I mean, the main thing...
Obviously, I don't regret it because it's brought me here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, obviously, people do that and take the time because obviously you end up with a certification, which means a lot to other people when they're looking at you on paper. But what you
funny thing is, no one's looked... I have a first-class degree. No one's looked at it.
No?
I remember I graduated with it, came home, put it in a box, and I haven't pulled it out since.
I bet you don't even know where it is.
Yeah, because the first job I got, they didn't care. It was just, I was making wedding videos. They just wanted to know if I can use a camera. And then I started a production company straight after that. Yeah. And then my clients didn't care because they're just looking at my portfolio. Yeah. So no one's actually asked me about my degree since I graduated.
Well, there you go. You didn't really need that, and you could have had a head start in what you're doing. But
obviously, it depends on what you want to do.
Though, isn't it?
Yeah, it depends what you want to do. Like, you have to make that decision. If you're not going to do a degree, you can't just be wasting time. You got to be thinking, okay, how else am I going to learn? Yeah. So learning doesn't stop at university. What university does help with, it teaches you how to learn. Okay. It like effectively. Like, if I didn't go to university, maybe I would have better research skills. Okay. I wouldn't know about going to books because after learning off YouTube, like, you can only learn so much. So university kind of instilled in me a form of going towards books to learn, and at university I did read a lot. I probably read like 1 book a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hate reading. I don't like reading.
I never used to like reading. I used to hate it.
Tell me to do something. Yeah. I'm active. I can't sit and read. But it's only now that I'm starting to read, and I enjoy it. I enjoy sitting down with a cuppa and just reading a couple of pages of something and gaining a bit of knowledge. That's all it is. Yeah. Not because I love reading, it's just because I'm gaining a bit of knowledge and it's me time.
I don't even enjoy I don't enjoy it because obviously you just sat doing nothing, but like what you're learning is really helpful. And if I never went to university, I wouldn't have that knowledge.
Yeah, it's amazing how much your brain can retain from just reading. It's crazy. But no, I mean, because you're doing something so different, how did your parents react to it when you finally actually told them, well, I mean, I'm at school, I'm doing GCSEs, but this is what I want to do? Was it quite easy?
I didn't really have that much resistance from my parents because I did really well at school, and I did well in education. So they obviously knew I wasn't dumb. So they kind of just trusted I must know what I'm doing. Yeah. Even though it's a bit weird and out there, and like I had very different interests. For someone who was doing well at school, I didn't care for like studying medicine or law. Yeah. Like I was playing guitar, I was in a rock band, I was messing around with a camera, I was doing non-academic things. Yeah. Even though I was a very academic inclined student, and I don't know, because I had that. Because I did well in school, they didn't question me too much. Obviously, they would ask me, what are you doing? But not in a, like, stop what you're doing way. Yeah. More like, actually, we don't know what you're doing. So we don't understand this, but obviously, you must know what you're doing.
It's nice to hear this day and age, because this is the barriers that we want to break. Yeah. Parents not allowing, their sons and daughters to really focus on something they love and accelerate in it. Because when you do something you love, you accelerate in it. Exhibit number 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've accelerated so much, and I can see you going really far, inshallah, with what you're doing. I mean, I've watched some of your videos, and some of the comments under your videos, it's amazing. Like the way they've said they found you, and filmmaking is so much more than what I think. You switch on the TV and you watch it, but you're not thinking about what really goes on. I mean, there was someone that commented on one of your videos saying the grain and colour you've used in this is similar to...
all the technical stuff,
What was his name?
David Fincher.
That's it.
Director,
Yeah, and I thought... And as soon as I read that, when I was watching the next few, I kept noticing the colouring and everything. I was like, oh, wow, this actually, this is... I mean, I know I'm watching a short film, but it's very movie-like. It's very engrossing, and I think if this looked like a grain or a color like EastEnders did, for instance, I probably wouldn't enjoy watching it. How did you like go about thinking like I'm gonna set my films to this grain and this color, and why?
For for normal audiences that don't know anything about films,
Yeah,
they still know what a film is compared to like a soap opera.
Yeah,
like subconsciously they can like they sort of know, oh, the color doesn't look like this, or like it doesn't feel like it's very subconscious. They can tell the difference between a soap opera or a TV show or a film. And as a filmmaker, my job is to understand, okay, what goes into the technical elements to make something look like a movie instead of something that you'd see on EastEnders. And that's where years of experience comes into play, understanding how cameras work, understanding how humans, their eyes perceive the visual image.
But I think it makes a massive difference actually. Yeah. So that's amazing.
And I had lots of weird comments from like crazy Christians from like Nigeria, like they wanted to exercise the video, exercise as in like, I'm possessed, or the film is possessed, and they're shouting Jesus Christ's name to dispel the demons from the film. Like you get some nut jobs on the internet.
That's crazy.
I didn't reply to them, but I did enjoy reading them because it makes you realize how crazy
people are. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to talking about your YouTube videos. I mean, I came across one video where, this is not to do with your films, we're going to move on to films as well, but you did a film on how to make a film with no crew and no money. You emphasize on the fact that fewer characters means less expense, and you don't really need that many characters at all. Also, with the limitations that brings, it makes you more creative. I wanted to ask you why you thought at this stage, but you're still learning as well, because everyone still is, that you wanted to share that.
If I'm totally honest, I just thought it'd get me more subscribers. If I'm totally honest, I thought it was just different form of content. I only made one tutorial video because I realized I taught everything in that I had to teach in that one video, so there's no other tutorials I could really make.
No, I love that.
And they didn't really get that much attention because I realized like I don't make my films for other filmmakers. I make my films for normal people, and normal people don't really care what happens behind the scenes that much. Only a few small percentage do. So I thought, let me just focus my efforts on making films rather than tutorials.
No, I thought it was really good. It's an insight, and to be honest, you're right. And I like the transparency, because these days people like that. They like transparency. They like to know what went on behind the scenes. It's like, for instance, I don't know, for the majority out there who type in how to do eyeliner, do you know what I mean? That's also someone's business as well. So
I've searched that before myself, how to make a film, whatever. So like I thought it might be useful for someone who's watching my short films and just curious on how I made them. So at least that one video is there if anyone does want to know. But it's only got like 2,000 views, so it's not that popular or anything.
Yeah, but you never know, with adding more videos to your list. I
mean, the films are more popular than the tutorials, so I thought, let me just concentrate my efforts where it matters.
Okay, let's move on to your films. So I really liked Blackmail.
Really?
I did. I liked Blackmail, and there was another one as well, and
that's one of my least favorites.
I liked it.
Okay, because I'm still finding myself at that time. It's a bit rough around the edges.
You'd be surprised at how people prefer to, sometimes as you develop as well, your style might change as well. You might have fans from like early days, and they might go on to thinking, loved how you were, don't like the direction you're taking now.
That's art. So like, people do that with musicians. They say, oh, I miss the old, like Jay-Z, I don't like his newer stuff, but like
it's similar, isn't it? Very well. I loved it. It's a story about a teacher who's getting blackmailed because who's involved with a 15 or 16-year-old. And I love the take on it. I love the fact that I watched literally a whole full film in a short film, which is obviously the concept of a short film. But how did you come about that? How do you come about,
the stories?
The narratives in the story. How do you bring them to life?
It's different for each story. Like, it could start with an image, or it could start with a character, or it could start with an idea. So like, Do
you remember
blackmail? I'm trying to
when and how, what situation you were in where you thought, I'm going to make a movie about this? Because to be honest, these kinds of things happen all the time, but it's not something.
I wasn't inspired by any real life story. I'm just thinking the idea just came to me. I just had this idea of making. I had this idea of so he's not I don't think he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Because he was sort of tricked into it.
Yeah.
And I wanted people to understand that maybe, what if you have this normal guy.
Yeah.
Who's, you know, he's in a relationship with a 15-year-old girl and she's kind of tricked him. Yeah. Not the other way around.
Yeah.
And then I want people to feel sorry for him somehow.
Yeah. No, it was
that's it.
It was really gripping, but the ending was like, I was like, oh my God, like what the hell, when she walked in and she was like, Dad, did you count the money? And I was like, oh my God. But obviously I knew it was her from the scene before, because he looked at the photos and I was like, damn. I'm thinking to myself, wow, if this was a long movie, it would have been amazing, honestly. But no, they're really, really good. What have you got in store for us going forward for the future?
So obviously I made those short films every month back in 2018. Yeah. Then I spent 2019 writing my feature-length film. Yeah. Took me about 8 months.
How long is that film?
That film has come up to 1 hour and 55 minutes. Okay. So it was an 85-page script. It took me 8 months to write. Wow. And yeah, we're just finishing sound, music and colour on that. So it's all put together. We're just tidying it up.
Final stages.
Yeah, yeah.
When are we looking to release that? So a little spoiler.
That's a tricky question, because it sort of depends on how the industry side react to it. So obviously now that the film is made, you enter into some competitions. Yeah. There's some major ones throughout the year. If it does get in or doesn't get in, then you gotta think about if a distributor wants to come along and pick up the film, buy the film off you, and put it on platforms like Amazon or Netflix or whatever. And it could be anywhere from mid 2021 to October 2021. It depends on the business side of things. Yeah.
Well, I think you're amazing, and I think you're an inspiration for the generations to come. Because
I mean, I'm only starting out.
No, it doesn't matter. But this is where people will look at you and think, you know what? He's come from here. Yeah. He's done this, and he's going there. And when they see a flashback of what you've done, and maybe like an insight into what your future will possibly hold, because already you've achieved a lot. I think you have achieved a lot, and I know a lot of people will be thinking the same too. So, you know, if there was someone out there thinking of doing a similar thing to you or just going into media, even in the background, like, what would you say to them to make them think that, you know, I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to do it?
It's not an easy path, especially financially. It's very risky, but if you really, really enjoy it and you think you have the potential to be really good at it, stick with it. Okay. You'll be tested, but the ones that make it are the ones who are willing to, you know, sacrifice and go through a bit of pain to get there. Yeah.
Right, guys. So I think I'm gonna wrap this bit of the interview up, and I'm sure I've given you an insight into what Sheikh Shahnawaz does. He's absolutely amazing. Do give him a follow and look out for that feature film, because he's doing amazing things. Any last words?
So you can check out all my short films on my YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Nawaz101, NAWAZ101, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Cine Sheikh, CINESHEIKH.
Yeah, I can't believe you just remembered that whole URL. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next bit. This is gonna be a little bit fun. First of all, close your eyes.
Are you gonna punch me?
No, just close your eyes. Close your eyes.
No one in your siblings tell you to close your eyes, and then they just end up punching you.
No, close your eyes. It's gonna be quite fun.
I'm ready to flinch, maybe.
Hold your hand out.
Both hands?
Yep.
Together like this?
Yep.
And keep my eyes closed.
Open.
Oh no! Shit!
Tell me.
How'd you find that? It's on YouTube.
It is.
Someone uploaded that.
Someone's re-uploaded it.
I thought I've taken it all down.
You think that's the thing with social media.
Oh. Sugar.
Tell us a little bit about the longi. Because that video went absolutely viral.
I mean, viral within the Asia community, yeah.
You were quite young then as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in last year of university, like 19.
I think you were known to do quite some crazy things.
Yeah.
He actually had a mustache which was...
Oh yeah, the curly one. Did you see it?
It was amazing.
It was pretty long,
He used to do like little... I'll tell you what, you take Ranveer Singh for a
I was inspired by him.
Were you?
Yeah, basically, I was bored because I think I've always had the same clean shave and quiff, and I thought, let me just do something funny. I just graduated from university. And I was,
well, let me tell you something. This guy went into uni with the lungi on.
No, it was college.
Was it college?
Yeah, it was college. Yeah, I went on the bus.
Why did you do that? And what reaction did you get from people?
I just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
That's literally it. I didn't really think.
I
didn't think it through. I just thought, oh, it'd be funny to wear a lungi to college. Because it was a nice day.
Yeah.
I thought it'd just be jokes because it was like everyone was like in exam season and a bit like in their own little world. But the weather's nice. I thought, let me just. Like I didn't revise ever, so like I thought, I just spent a lot of my time thinking, oh yeah, what can I do? I'm bored. What can I do today? So me and my friends would just get up to random things.
That's so crazy. Yeah. I've actually got a picture of you wearing it
in college.
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
I told you, social media is crazy, isn't it? If you want
I'm deactivating everything again.
If you want something, you can find it, trust me.
Okay.
But no, you're also very multi-talented, to be honest, and you play the guitar as well.
Yeah.
So can we get a little bit of you playing your guitar?
Yeah, sure.